much.
Thank you so much.
Wonderful.
I'd like to apologize to the listeners for not being funny once this entire episode.
Mean.
Absolutely. Jimmy Neutron granddaddy right here.
You guys look like a before and after for a product that doesn't work.
Oh, we just like before.
For real, Sid? For real? Is that funny
Really?
from the break room?
What does ADD stand for? A dose of diabetes?
Okay.
I wasn't ready for any of this.
Yeah. Do you have something for this
Come on.
nigga?
No, I'm just, it's
Nut ass nigga.
You just standing
You
here.
guys are wearing sweatpants and sweat skin. What, have you guys just completely given up on pussy? Is that it? You guys
Hey, Sid, shut your ass up, man. Nut ass.
Maybe Doughboy, not me. I'm out here, dog. Swank.
Doughboy? Wait, what?
His name is Doughboy.
Doughboy?
Yeah. I spell it D-O-B-O-Y.
He thinks he's different.
D-O-B-O-Y. Yeah, I had a feeling you'd misspell it. You guys are two of my favorites, 2 Chins and ASAP Rocky Road.
Wow. You didn't say this nigga was coming today. You just
Take
said we
2.
got a white nigga roasting. Fuck you.
Tony, welcome back
Hi.
to the show. Thank you.
My pleasure. I had
Dude.
that happen once in Manchester, England. Got sick in Dublin, had to fly there. Yeah.
So
Worst.
to me, this is what I learned from Mitzi, from the Comedy Store, from being around so many different performers. All that matters is the fucking audience.
Yeah.
You do not cancel a show
Right.
unless you are dying, like unless you just can't
100%.
fucking do it.
100%.
So, but I do feel like not just in that form, but like there's something in the culture embracing, like, I don't know, like weakness, embracing some
Well,
like,
if that's what you're doing, if that's what you're putting out, that's the fan base you're going to get.
ooh, fuck.
That's the fan base you're going to get. If you're a victim, guess what your audience is? Bunch of victims. I can relate to that. The world sure is hard on me, too. If you... Yeah.
It's magic. It's like you, oh my God,
It is what we were talking about with Roulette.
the people who come to your shows are some form expression of your art.
Oh, no doubt. One of the most inspired things that I ever saw artistically, which I wasn't expecting. I thought I was just gonna go see Tom Petty and fucking jam out at the whatever Hollywood Bowl or wherever it was. And we saw Tom Petty, and I looked around, and there's fucking white kids, there's white grandparents, there's white teenagers, there's Asian middle-aged people, there's black kids, there's black elderly people, there's Mexican 40-year-old couple, there's Mexican kids, there's this, there's that, there's a Jamaican guy with fucking thing. It was a fucking human rainbow. Fat people, skinny people, this, that. It's the broadest range of an audience I've ever seen. And I was like, wow, this is what I want, right?
And you
like,
got
that
it.
is so cool. And but it's especially that victim thing. Like, it's like, I don't even know this girl that you're talking about. So the fact that the first impression of explaining who it is that, it's like, well, that's who they are.
Yeah.
Who they are is who they are. If you had to describe an artist in 30 seconds, and a part is, well, she didn't want to be around the people, so she's canceling some shows. It's like, oof. How do you even buy a ticket to that? If that's part of her identity is,
Dude,
she had a
people,
bad day,
people
canceled
are
shows.
like posting, like, again, my wife keeps me tuned into what the youngs are doing, but the people are sending, like, doing TikToks like, I bought plane tickets. I got hotel rooms. My kids are so excited to fucking see you.
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean you're canceling because you just feel a little weird?
Oh boy.
Dude, you know what I mean? It's like these people are like, to you, it's no big deal. I guess to her, not you, but to her, it's just another show. But this, for some people, for months, looking forward to it, listening to her music, like their kids, whoever they're going with. People are planning to ask someone to marry them fucking there.
Yeah.
You better have like Michael Jackson'd your ass if you're canceling these fucking shows. Not like you
Right.
feel bad.
Oh, oh my God. The couple gigs that I've missed recently, I had to reschedule 2 shows in Florida to do the Tom Brady roast.
Yes.
Which was the biggest thing to happen in my mainstream career ever. Right. And that was a reschedule with a thing that I wrote myself for the email blast, which is, if you want a refund, you got it. If not, these dates are locked for 2 months from now. Here's the rescheduled dates.
Right.
And basically, fucking statistically, nobody got a refund. Everybody's like, how cool. And I basically said, I can't say exactly what I'm doing, but it's going to be a big deal. And when you see it, you're going to love it. And you're going to know, wow. He was going to be with us this weekend and blah, 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 blah. And the other one was Philly, which it was the largest amount of rain recorded at JFK Airport and the Upper East Coast since the 1940s. And we're at the airport and we're flying the day of. And it turns out there was like a riot in Baltimore or something. So all these backup airports wouldn't work. New York wouldn't work. Philly. Oh, it was the riots were in Philly. Remember when there was crazy fucking Philly riots?
Yes.
That was the night of my
Jesus Christ.
long-awaited big theater show there. And it just so happened that also in the riots, on top of the crazy riots, New York, Baltimore, covered in tens of inches of rain. So all the backup airports were busted, and Philly's airport was busted. And I have never been more fucking drained and depressed, literally depressed, which is a rare bird. Luckily, thank God, knock on wood, in my life. But it crushed me. But at the airport, when I'm like, well, there's no other options. We tried everything. We exerted everything. Even looked into a fucking private flight, which ended up not making any physical sense, right? And I'm like, well, at least we get tonight off.
Right.
Tomorrow, guys, we'll meet here at the airport. Turns out our flights have been rescheduled. We're going to make the other gig wherever that was, Buffalo or whatever. So we're going to meet here at 11:30 for our 12 p.m. or 1 p.m. flight.
Okay.
And I thought to myself, but at least we have today off. That's pretty cool. And I pictured like the swimming pool or whatever I was going to do. And I was miserable for the rest of the day. Because I could not shake thinking about Philly, about how, God damn it.
Yep.
Thousands of people, thousands sold out show.
Yeah.
They're dealing with fucking riots. It should be tonight.
Right, man.
It should be, this is when they need it.
Yeah.
Not in 2 months when there's no riots.
Wow, dude.
And it bothered me.
Well,
so not only not cancel shows, not only this and that, but even when being relieved from the stress of the airport and given a night off of work, it
you still couldn't
me
relax
for the rest of the night.
Yeah.
I was miserable.
Well, your brain thought you were going to do this thing and you didn't get to. Your brain had blue balls, essentially.
It had nothing to do with me. Honestly, even though this sounds gay as fuck, it had nothing to do with me. It was literally, I could not shake out of the thousands of people, let's just be humble and say a couple hundred of them really needed it. I couldn't shake them all day, all night.
Right.
It wasn't a day off at all because all I thought about was that show.
That is...
Instead of, even if I flew to the show and was at the hotel and eating dinner before the show, I'm not thinking about the show the whole time. At that point in the tour, I have the hour pretty locked in fucking light improvisation, but the set was set and the lineup was set and everything was set. I've thought about it more not flying to the show and doing the show than I would have had I gone to the show and done the show.
Oh, wow.
I thought about the show all night. I was texting a couple close friends like, God fucking damn it, I cannot shake the fact that I missed this fucking Philly show.
Steven, how long you been doing stand-up?
A little over 5 years.
A little over 5 years. What do you do for work? You look like a workaholic.
Yeah, dude. So actually,
you have this creepy ability to, it's real weird, and I see it you do it with your guests. It almost like borders on some kind of psychic power, or it's like, you know, in movies, that fucking detective or something who like can somehow just see through people. It's so I love you, so I don't care.
Yeah.
That I know you probably see everything. I don't care because I trust you, but it's still fucking weird. Like, what is that? Or am I wrong? Or are you just pretending to be able to do that? And by the way, I've talked to other people about it and they're like, yeah, he's basically psychic. So Well, what is that?
Man, I don't know. I don't know what that is. But it's a lot. I think a lot of it has to do with the late night sets back in the day, the never ending grind. I love being around people, and it is getting hard. You know,
bet.
it is a challenge. One of my favorite things about Austin when I got here was, you know, and it still is here. Austin is the best place for
Absolutely.
me because, you know, people see me and they're like, oh, this is his home. If I go up to him now and say, I love you, I love the show, I've thought about this. They're like, if I do it now, then I can't do it later, or else they're going to recognize me as the guy that went up to them at the bar when I was eating dinner or whatever, right? Unless they're visiting Austin and they see me, then they go, hey, I love you, can I get a picture, right? And if I'm anywhere else, I've learned as soon as the plane lands and I get off, there's no hesitation from anybody. So they're like, holy shit, that's him.
Yeah.
Right? He doesn't live here. This is my one chance. I'll never have this chance again. I have to do it. So I'm kind of safer in Austin. But what I'm getting at is that I'm the guy that loves eating at restaurants and going to see live music is really my main point, because I was doing it a lot here during the pandemic, and especially when things were a little bit slower. And I think that being amongst people and mixing that with being on stage, I mean, I'm with people a lot.
Yeah,
like a lot. I guess most human beings go out, from what I understand, 1 or 2 nights a week. You know what I mean? Like, that's like crazy. That means I've already lived 70 lives,
right?
Basically, because I've been basically 7 nights a week forever.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I don't really find any joy in staying at home and watching shows and then doing a hobby and playing online chess and then going to sleep. Like,
you mean what you just described? My dream night. What is that?
Where'd you go to get that? Big and fat? I love it though. They match the shoes. You truly are colored coordinated.
So this is like, this territory that we're in here, and this is Mitzi territory. She had the same gift. I would watch her pass people and just think to myself, what the fuck? Then the next thing you know, they're selling out Madison. Not you. Yep. I'm not going to say, like...
No, that makes sense. You're spot on.
Because I didn't know comedy. I didn't know what to look for. Right. I was not even doing comedy at the time. I had no idea, but she would see something.
Yeah.
She would put them up night after night after night. They would bomb, die, bomb. All of a sudden, something happened.
Yeah.
And comics would start coming to watch their sets. And like just this crazy.
And the fun fact is that the fans, you're exactly right, and the fans never knew that other person. We saw that other, or you saw that other person that never, they only saw the star.
Right.
And that's what people are seeing with really everybody. I mean, everyone other than Cam. Cam came on, he's just a natural. It's what you hear about when you hear about 15-year-old Eddie Murphy or 15-year-old Dave Chappelle, right? We're seeing him 2 years in,
blowing
which
up.
is crazy.
Yeah.
But you're exactly right. And it's interesting to me because I'm obsessed and always have been obsessed with Mitzi. Probably the closest thing to godlike worship that I've had in my life. I knew that if I got a door job at that comedy store, at the Church of Darkness and Free Speech, that I would work in that industry for the rest of my life.
Wow.
All I needed was that T-shirt to get
cool.
change my life. I was positive. To this day, I mean, even at my home, I have Jeff Scott's piano that was in his house with a picture of Mitzi on it, and it's the only hard copy picture that's anywhere in my giant, living space.
Dude, he loved you, man.
Yeah.
And
like staying in tune with humans forever and never losing that momentum helps a lot. And you mix that with being on stage and doing crowd work and figuring out how to last night, literally on stage last night, I don't do a lot of crowd work. There's stuff that I'm trying to work on, right? But when I do first come out, I try to go bing, bang, boom real quick just to show them that I can.
Right.
Right. And
by bing, bang, boom, you mean you come out and eviscerate 3 random members of your audience before you do your show?
Yes.
Yeah.
And I go, you're a firefighter. And he goes, nope. And I go, what do you do? He goes, I'm a cop. I'm like, God damn it.
Yeah.
I saw the lights and heard the sirens. And, and I'm kind of making a joke, but I'm really not. Like, and that's a weird example.
What do you mean you
can
saw the lights and heard the sirens? See, I knew it. I gotcha. You're a witch. No, see, I knew it. Like, you don't think of yourself in that way, but I'm telling you, man, I knew it. Thank you, God. For a second, it's
if you only knew.
I have to cut back on I have to cut back on the edibles.
I told you that I was in Vegas, right?
Yeah.
Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
So I can do a thing. This is so stupid. We might have to edit this out.
We will if you want to.
It's going to sound insane.
No, I'm going to believe it.
So we go to Vegas, right? And normally I'll play a little bit of roulette at the cheapest little normal table with all the people. Well, again, shit's gotten crazy, right? And not only that, but it's my big ass show that's been plastered on the side of a giant hotel in Vegas the next night. Cool. So people are staying there for that, this, that, and everything. So I'm already mobbed in the regular part of the casino, which is fine. I love the people, and anybody who's ever met me will tell you I was nice. I took a picture and then I moved on, whatever. But it's just it was overwhelming. Yeah, it was a lot.
It is
because people see you taking a picture and then they want a picture and they're
it's
like,
a meet
"Who's
and
that?
Greet.
Why is everybody taking?" It turns into a meet and greet immediately. Everywhere is a meet and greet. Anyway, my buddy goes, "Why don't we go to the high roller section? I'll play a few hands of blackjack because we had to kill 30 minutes before dinner." So all of a sudden, I'm at the high roller roulette table for the first time in my life because I was getting bored. Well, I don't want to watch somebody play blackjack, right? But I see over there, and I have 4 numbers that I always play at a roulette table. 1, 3, 7, and 9. They're all red. And 9's my main number, and 7's my second favorite number, and 3 is my third, and 1 is my fourth favorite number. But now the minimum is, it's 100. You have to have $100 on the table to be able to even play. Whereas normally a roulette table out there, it's 15 or 25 or whatever.
Fucking adds up.
Right. So I go 25, 25, 25, 25. And as the ball's rolling, and this has always been what happens to me playing roulette, but never before have I been to the high roller table. I look at the little slots on my number, and usually I'll follow 9 around.
Yeah.
And I'll stare right at that slot as it's going around, and I'll kind of be glancing at the ball, but I'll never lose track of where the 9 slot is.
Right.
And I'm staring, and what I do is I literally not picture it falling into the hole. I envision and try to feel the feeling of it already fell in that hole.
Right.
It already fell in. I can't believe I just won. But you have to I have to convince myself, like truly, like oh, I can't believe, like you have to like trick the universe. Even though, again, I'm aware that this sounds crazy.
No, it doesn't.
But, I put whatever. I started with the 100. I put 100 down. I play the numbers. I stare at 9. As the ball's getting closer to falling, I really start picturing, my God, I can't believe I won my first game of the day, of the week of roulette. Like, this is crazy. And click, 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 click. 38 or whatever fucking numbers, and boom, lands right in the 9. I go, woo, right? Blah, 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 blah. I keep doing it again and again. And I start saying to myself, oh my God, you're on one of those Vegas runs. On the second roll, I go, you're on one of those. Because I'm trying to literally summon it to match up with me. I'm doing the end part first, like a Tarantino film.
Yeah.
But it's not like, I can't believe I won out loud. It's like a interior
you're feeling
baking. Right. It's like a...
Yeah.
It's like the breath that can heat you up. Right. But you're envisioning. And then boom, does it again. Nobody, all the other people, the pit boss is literally like, hunching over, staring, doing the math. They're like, do you have a player's card? I'm like, no. I just got here. I don't do that. I'm just playing.
Right.
Like, can we see your ID? Whatever,
Let me ask you this.
$35,000.
Wow.
Yeah. In 45 minutes.
So I'm just curious. when you sold your soul to Lucifer, do you sign with it? So what are you saying? You're saying that it's bad to do that? You're saying you shouldn't have done that?
There is I'm glad I did it, but there is an opposite reaction to everything.
Right.
Because I did have a big show the next day. So not going to bed until 5:30 all of a sudden puts my first of all, my health, right?
Yeah.
So then the next day I'm having my first meal at 1 or 2 p.m. and I'm not paying attention because I was up all night. So the first bite of this chicken noodle fancy Chinese dish that I got, I'm like, oh, look, there's a little big clump of rice on top. I got my chopsticks. I'm like, I'm going to eat that first. Turns out it was fucking pure minced garlic.
Jesus Christ.
And like I had already started chewing it because I so assumed that it was rice that, so that by that point, I don't want to spit it out. I'm at a table with people, so I swallow it down. I'm like, God, I just ate fucking pure garlic. So guess what that does? Messes up the rest of the meal for me.
Because you're a vampire.
Well, yeah.
You're using vampire powers at the roulette table, and then some asshole gives you garlic.
But it does. The pure garlic takes away my appetite. So now I didn't eat dinner the day before, and I can only eat 2 bites of these noodles because the garlic fucking, overheats your system. Like, garlic's a fucking powerful thing. It turns out vampire or not a vampire.
Yeah.
Pure garlic is like, it's a natural remedy.
Kills
It's
parasites.
Exactly. So if your body's fine, but you're tired and this and that, God only knows what it does. But I'll tell you what it did with me, which is it killed my appetite immediately. And I was starving before that because I hadn't eaten dinner the fucking night before. And it all starts with what? 35 grand. So what's the 35 grand worth when you're about to record a huge episode on an empty stomach and you're fucking
God, that's weird.
Dehydrated because you went to bed late. You're fucking trying to catch back up, right?
And no one taught you this kind of math. Yeah.
It's just weird because roulette, as stupid as it sounds, and I'm positive that 99% of the listeners are like, you got lucky on roulette. What are you talking about? You couldn't do that again. Why don't you just sit there and do that all the time then? Well, first of all, it was exhausting.
Right.
I realized that immediately. Because the adrenaline from that, I was scheduled to have a dinner. Remember, I just had to kill like 40 minutes. That's how I ended up there in the first place. I'm not even that big of a gambler. I just always thought the idea of trying to draw a ball into your lucky numbers is cool. And fun and hard to do. And if you hit, you really won, right? Whereas if you're playing a player, you're playing it's basically everything else is war in Vegas, right? Like, my card's better than your card. I got lucky.
Yeah, right.
So it's almost 50-50, but the how, blah, 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 blah. Anyway, it ended up messing so much up. It ended up messing up. You think, oh, you took $100 bill and turned it into $35,000 in 40 minutes.
It's crazy.
But guess what?
What?
That ended up upping my adrenaline and my fucking zippiness so much that when I was at that dinner, I couldn't eat.
Right.
And the nice restaurant that was attached to the casino made to just be nice and to look cool. They made me an espresso martini with the Kill Tony logo in the foam.
Fucking cool.
Right? And I'm like, God, it's beautiful. Somebody takes a picture. I take a sip of the espresso martini. Now, because of the upped adrenaline, now I'm drinking an espresso martini on an empty stomach after flying into Las Vegas without any rest, right?
Yeah, right.
And all of a sudden, it's
an anxiety attack.
Starts taking from you.
Yeah, right.
I can't go to sleep. I don't fall asleep that night until fucking 5:30 a.m. because of the adrenaline run from earlier. Again, the bus boy Tony Hinchcliffe can't believe that I just made more money than I made my first 5 years of being an adult in 40 minutes.
Yeah.
You look like the California raisin that got hooked on heroin. You look great tonight, though. Always well dressed. You spend more time in the closet than Dr. Dre. Just kidding, guys. We're hanging out after this. It's everyone's dream to smoke weed with Snoop Dogg, especially the kids he doesn't know he fathered. Snoop has killed so many people that his head is shaped like a teardrop tattoo. Snoop, You've been nominated for 17 Grammys, but never won. The only Grammy he could lock down was Martha Stewart. It's true. Snoop and Martha have a cooking show together, guys. When asked what it was like to work with a 75-year-old lady, Martha said, not that bad.
I keep it interesting for me. I've just finished this Vince McMahon documentary. Did you watch it?
No.
You have to watch it. It's
No.
5-part, unbelievable Netflix
Okay, you're going to
doc.
attack me.
Yeah.
Who's Vince McMahon?
Oh my God. P.T. Barnum. He's the creator and...
Oh, the wrestling dude.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so, I was reminded of and really didn't learn a lot from it, but was just re-inspired by watching it.
Yeah.
Because lately, and again, like, for example, the numbers that I mentioned about the Shane, Adam Ray, Trump, Biden episodes surpassing the most watched program in Netflix history. The only reason I know that is because I was given the numbers a few weeks ago because my managers and agents thought I would like to see that because it's a juggernaut accomplishment, but I'm not a numbers guy. I'm not that guy. Even when my right-hand man Yoni is like, our YouTube growth is up 250% week over week. And
You don't care.
I don't care. It's not my thing. I'm always just focused on the creative and who's being funny and how can this show be the best? Should we start with this and end with that? How about the band? What's the addition or the thing we can take away? But when I heard of those numbers and saw them in actual print and saw the rankings of everybody's comedy specials, they threw the Kill Tony episodes in with everybody's comedy specials. They started calling on these data charts. They started calling every episode of Kill Tony a comedy special.
Whoa.
So you see all of a sudden, oh shit.
You're
We're
getting
29 of the top 50 comedy specials of the year. 29 of the top 50, including number 1, including number 4, number 5, 7, 8, 9.
So is that unnerving or inspiring for you?
It was both.
Don't look
It
down.
was very unnerving.
Don't look
exactly.
down.
That's exactly it. Don't look down. So a few weeks ago when I saw that, I was like, fuck, God, shit.
Yeah.
Exactly. Don't look down is the fucking smartest way I've thought about it or heard it put. But then I watched this documentary just the last 2 days and I blasted through it and I was completely... all of a sudden my head was tilted up again, right? Because I'm looking at what Vince McMahon was doing the entire time and he didn't go, holy shit, we've been number 1 every Monday on cable for 28 years and oh my God, we're fucking doing arenas we're doing arenas 5 nights a week and I have to go to all these fucking places and control this shit. He was going, how do I move this fucking crowd? How do I do it now? He's only competing with himself. It's his universe.
Right.
He's right. He's the one that's witnessed it all. See, that's the thing with Kill Tony is like, I've been there for all of them. So I know more than what anybody knows. Right? And that's kind of a Vince thing. He's right there watching everything and he's not writing it. It's not all planned like what we think. The finishes in pro wrestling are planned, but when it was at its best, when it was truly at its best, the Attitude Era where of Stone Cold and The Rock and it was the late 90s, early 2000s and all that, he was letting them write their stuff.
Wow.
And he was deciding where and what position. How should the episode start? Let's start it with the glass breaking. Stone Cold walks out and he says he's sick of The Rock fucking doing this and calls out The Rock for that night.
Right.
It gets interrupted and we take it to WrestleMania or whatever. He was doing a loose outline, which is exactly what I'm doing with Kill Tony. And it's, there's no wrestling, obviously, but it is, you hope that the people that want to do great, and you give them an opportunity.
Yeah.
And it's not for everybody. And you have to be a freak and you have to have a special skill set. And some people hate William and love Cam. Some people love Cam and hate William.
Yeah.
Some people hated William early on and they all love William now.
Right.
William is the most beloved character in the Kill Tony universe, probably if I had to guess, with a 98.7 approval rating amongst all the fans. But a fun fact about that is that early on, when I made William a regular 5 or 6 years ago, everybody, and I mean fucking everybody online, but most importantly in real life, my close friends at the Comedy Store, the management at the Comedy Store, the waitresses at the Comedy Store, everybody. Sure, he was extreme alcoholic.
Everyone had
bloated
sex
and
with
sweaty.
him. Everyone fucked William. That was the craziest thing.
He was
the manager. Remember, he was fucking everyone there.
But everybody hated William.
Yeah.
Everybody did. I'm telling you. He
But
had
you
the
saw-
lowest approval rating ever.
But you saw something.
Absolutely.
You saw the spark in there.
Yeah.
You know, let me tell you about William, man. This is like, because we're friends, and like when you're friends with somebody, and honestly, I don't watch podcasts that much, but so I was like, I mean, I obviously knew your show had like blown up, but this is when I really realized how much it blown up. I started taking William on the road, and he would come on stage, and the cheers were not the cheers that you would get when you're bringing a feature who's funny, but people don't know.
Right.
And I realized, like, he's fucking moving tickets, man. Like, whoa, this is, and then it all clicked. It's like, oh my God, I'm taking someone on the road who's been on the Tonight Show countless times.
Every week. He's put out, you know, William alone has put out more comedy than in the last 5 years plus than Chappelle, Louis, Bill Burr, Segura, Bert Kreischer combined.
Yeah, man.
There's no question
and
about
he's
it.
so funny.
At about 7 or 8 minutes, and he's being funny the whole interview. We know how to do the dance.
So, you know, so this...
But I'm a big believer in that is my point, and I feel like, again, that's the universe being like, if you believe in this, well, then here's this.
Well, you know, it is a school. You know, the Comedy Store is a school, and it does teach not just how to do stand-up. It teaches a way of being around people. It like gets you ready if you do feature for somebody how to not be an asshole in the green room, which I don't think people understand how important that is.
Right.
Like so many little, like there's so much more than your, obviously being funny on stage is the primary job, but there's a lot of other things you have to learn.
Taking care of the little people, you know, being able to hang around, being able to control your alcohol or marijuana or anything consumption, right?
It does teach
'Cause
that.
you can have anything. You can have anything you want. Is a water good for you right now?
Right.
Is half a shot of tequila what you need? Is a coffee what you need?
Personal
Is a coffee
responsibility,
with cream going to upset your stomach, or straight coffee, or is it a half a water and a half a coffee?
You know what it always was for me, baby? Kratom.
Yeah.
100% of the time. Okay, wait.
When you and I get together, you know, it's a different thing. It does. You make me want to get deep. I've always fucking looked up to you, and I think you're just so smart and fucking cool. You're
Thank
such
you,
a
Tony.
wise sage of a big brother to me.
Thank you.
And a true Comedy Store guy, which again is my religion. So like when I got there and you existed, it just made me know I was at the right place and that I was on the right path. So I love you forever.
I love you too. And now that I know you're a sorcerer, I love you even more.
Red 9, baby.
Yeah. I do want to say you are amazing. Tony Hinchcliffe is going to be donating, what is it, the next month of proceeds from Kill Tony to Western North Carolina's Survivor to mini funds there.
I'm going to make it rain on you.
Yeah, and I'll be handling that distribution.
Your funds are going to be flooded.
Misty, I'm going to make it rain, you monster! You're a monster!
Helen Keller. Perfect abortion. This is the sound I make when I want the person next to me to think I'm a good person. It's too soon for the Helen Keller jokes in here, really. Is it? It's the fucking PC world bullshit that we live in. What? Do what? Tease kids with special needs. She was blind and deaf. Yeah, you know she's dead, right? Are you aware of this? Oh, okay. Do you know that if she was alive and in this showroom here tonight, she would have no idea what I just said about her?
And yet you're offended? You're not going to survive the rest of this show, lady. I promise you that. Let me save you some time. Yeah, let me save you some time. You're going to hate me. Yeah, just go now. Just get out now. All the Justin Timberlake, all the cute shit, that's all done. I tried to warn you early on in this. It's all over now. It's the dark side now. And I'm telling you, I'm warning you, you cannot handle it. I'm opening with this joke. This abortion thing is my opening joke. This Helen Keller thing is the first chapter. This is still like the intro. This is the forward from the author. I'm truly just beginning and you're losing your fucking mind right now. Look at yourself. How dare I what? Do not stop her. I'm calling off all security. Until I say coconut cream pie, don't say another fucking word to her. Oh, there she goes. Remember, I kicked you out. This wasn't your choice. I told you to leave. I told you you couldn't handle me.